Yeah.
Sorry, there's several claps to choose from.
Real lame. Hi, Mary. We just talked about you.
Mary, I'd like to point out that you're the only person here without any form of Dan in your name. So,
I know.
As has been pointed out to you quite a few times.
Yeah, I realized
before.
that early on, and I feel really uncool.
We tried to squeeze it in, but
I know.
You tried to rename.
I'll have a go. This is an incredibly simplified version, and then anybody else can just add in what they feel. Yeah, like
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
So I would say it's about Hank is a suicidal, stranded man alone, and he finds Manny, and who is a dead body, and he uses my various kind of magical bodily functions to get him home.
Heard a lot about those bodily functions.
Yeah, but there's many different kinds. It's not like my teeth are very useful. I can get drinking water from me. There's lots of different stuff.
Things too.
Want to add anything to that? Please.
Don't let that just be the synopsis.
It's a buddy film in the woods between a lonely man and his corpse best friend. Also, Mary's in it.
I'll also add IMDb right now under genre has survival, romance, comedy, musical, action movie. So
that's impressive.
And I think they all fit. So yeah.
And this whole concept started from a joke, right?
I mean, most of our movies start as jokes. I mean, movies are pretty funny. They're just like make believe.
Yeah.
Movies are just make believe. There's a bunch of people playing pretend, charging money for it. But I don't know. I think there's something comforting about like the purity of just joking around with a friend, and then seeing what sticks. And that's a lot of our creative process starts that way. But the movie really started when we got excited about the heart of it. There was a joke for like a year. We were like,
what was the joke?
The joke was like, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's the opening scene of the movie. And we were like, but we got excited when...
It's a fart joke. Everyone knows it's a fart joke.
Everyone knows it's a fart joke.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until we kind of got excited about the relationship between the dead body and the guy and the themes therein of like spending time alone with a corpse, contemplating your own mortality, and then combining that with as much humor as possible. We got real excited when it became a fart drama, and we were like, oh, wait, this is a movie I would love to unleash on unsuspecting Sundance people.
That's going to be a new IMDb genre.
Fart drama. They got it all wrong. It's a fart drama.
So, Mary, what inspired you to be part of this fart drama?
Great question.
It is, yeah, poetic.
Very good question. I pretty much from the get-go, when I saw a script and the cover letter had Daniels on it, I was like, yes. That's kind of all it really took. I totally knew who you guys were. I was stalking you guys for like a long time. So I was like kind of just in from the beginning. And then when I was reading it and envisioning like Paul and Daniel in the roles, and I met with them and they were so cool. And they played me a little bit of the music that they were working on for the film. And that's when I was just like, oh, this is going to be so unlike anything I've ever seen before. And why wouldn't I want to be a part of that? It was so incredible. It gave me chills. It really did. So yeah, that's why I wanted to be.
Now, I feel like in a lot of films you kind of learn something about yourself in doing the character. What did you learn about yourself in doing this character?
Wow.
You have to answer it like that.
Well, it was really fun, the process of working with these guys, because every time I talked to them about the character, she would change completely. And we had so many different iterations and versions. And I loved, there was a time when Sarah had this whole secret life, and we went out and shot we had this whole photo shoot that was like me sitting in a car eating hamburgers. I had like 10 hamburgers or something, and an ice cream sundae, and like smoking in an alley, and just like, it was all about like Sarah's, things she was trying to hide, which, goes along with the movie and what, you guys talk about so much in it. So I definitely, I think it makes you think about all of your grossness and the things that you hide from other people and wanting to embrace it a little bit more. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Plus you got to eat like 10 hamburgers.
And I did get to eat like 10
That's
hamburgers.
a plus, yeah.
There were a lot of really gross photos that came out of that too.
As we were eating burgers in the McDonald's parking lot, she was telling us a story about how there's like a classic Mary video from her childhood where she eats a burger and like basically force fed by her parents to finish the burger. Okay, it's so cute and so sad because she's just trying to stuff the whole burger in her mouth, and it's Mary just like smaller. And it's so funny. But I have an image on somewhere in my computer where I took a screen grab from her as a baby and then screen grab from one of the pictures that we took. Which one's the real one? Yeah, it's pretty great. No, but yeah, Mary was such a trooper. We had like an entire fun day in East LA. It was kind of like a date with like the whole crew. We went to drive-in. We went to like a diner for we snuck into a movie.
Oh wow, that's good. That's good. Supporting it, yeah.
The new Cinderella.
Let's get Paul into the mix a little bit because he's on the far end of the bench. So, what was it like playing with a dead Daniel Radcliffe?
Honestly, that was something that I was probably nervous about going into it because it's such an intimate relationship. And Dan was just so open and game and sort of honest and vulnerable. And I think we both just had to sort of really throw ourselves in there and allow ourselves to embarrass ourselves, which I think is one of the number one jobs an actor has, actually, is to be willing to, embarrass yourself.
Yeah. How was the kiss, by the way?
Spoiler alert, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Good.
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wake up at night kind of cold sweat.
But the whole thing, I mean, these guys have a crew that they've worked with a lot. Like Mary was saying, coming into the atmosphere, we were all sort of there together. So it was never just sort of me and Dan having to sort of do this stuff or feel put out there. It was a total sort of group experience, which was part of the fun.
I think the very fact that you were...
Okay, pass the talking stick.
You're talking about how embarrassment is such a big part of an actor's job. I think just the fact that anyone was a crew member on this job was a little embarrassing. So like everyone kind of shared in that as well. So it's like everyone kind of had to go through that what am I doing on this movie? Why am I here? Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The whole thing was one big trust fall. Just because once you see the movie, you understand it's kind of insane. Yeah, it's typical. Yeah. It's not the thing. It's not the kind of thing you want to share with your parents usually, but now it is. Yeah. That's great. I can't
Well, Daniel, on that note, what was the hardest part about playing a dead guy?
I suppose it was a lot of it actually was in a lot of my anxiety about this was very much in the time before we started filming, just because it is such a physical role and like so physical with Paul, and that I didn't really know a lot of it sort of started to sort of make sense when I got there. So a lot of it was just sort of trusting that like it was going to be okay, and then when I got there and it all suddenly I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing, and I get it, and I understand what I'm doing. But in terms of the hardest part, because I would read the script beforehand and be like, man, he looks embarrassed, but he's dead at this point, not talking or moving. So how does one do that? So I was just like asking myself that question a lot and questions like it. But then, as I said, when I got into set, like the answers sort of became very quickly apparent.
Awesome. Final question, a little off topic. Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? Because I know you're a huge football fan.
I would love Carolina to win the Super Bowl.
Carolina,
yeah.
nice.
Paul,
Why?
do you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah. Anyone else? Paul?
Carolina or the Cardinals, that game tomorrow. I'm excited for
cool.
Whoever comes out of that.
Anybody else? Super Bowl favorites?
We love sports and we know everything about it. So.
I could tell that.
Are a huge success.
Good. Mary, same.
Yeah, same. We talk about sports.
I know that's the first thing we bonded over.
The footballs and the baseballs. Yeah. Awesome. Guys, thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate it. Everybody has, it's a Vaseline. You haven't had your hand massaged yet. Do you have a favorite zombie kill?
I really like the chain and the three-head zombies. The boom, boom, boom. That was kind of awesome. And I liked reaching my fingers into the skull and ripping his spinal cord out.